3.2, recognizing a chemical reaction. Have you ever cooked a pizza? Making a pizza can be as easy as buying a take and bake from a store and putting it in the oven, to mixing up the dough and loading it up with your favorite toppings before baking it. How do you know when it is done? The most obvious sign is that the crust turns light brown. The dough is no longer flexible, but much more solid. Maybe the cheese is melted. You want the pizza to be cooked, not half raw. Recognizing chemical reactions. How can you tell if a chemical reaction is taking place? There are 4 visual clues that indicate that a chemical reaction is likely occurring. Number 1, a change of color occurs during the reaction. Number 2, a gas is produced during the reaction, oftentimes in the form of bubbles. Number 3, a solid product called a precipitate is produced in the reaction. Number 4, a transfer of energy occurs as a result of the reaction. Number 2, a gas is produced during the reaction. Sometimes this is evident in the fact that there will be an odor that comes out of this, or a smell. Mercury 2 oxide is a red solid. When it is heated to a temperature above 500 degrees Celsius, it easily decomposes into mercury and oxygen gas. The red color of the mercury oxide reactant becomes the silver color of mercury. The color change is the sign that the reaction is occurring. You'll notice there's mercury 2 oxide and pure mercury, liquid silvery metal. When zinc reacts with hydrochloric acid, the reaction bubbles vigorously as hydrogen gas is produced. The production of a gas is also an indication that a chemical reaction is occurring. Zinc reacting with hydrochloric acid produces bubbles of hydrogen gas. When a colorless solution of lead-2 nitrate is added to a colorless solution of potassium iodide, a yellow solid called a precipitate is instantly produced. A precipitate is a solid product that forms from a reaction and settles out of a liquid mixture. The formation of a precipitate is an indication of a chemical reaction. So imagine 2 clear liquids being poured together, and then this yellow solid coming out of the reaction. All chemical changes involve a transfer of energy. When zinc reacts with hydrochloric acid, the test tube becomes very warm as energy is released during the reaction. Some other reactions absorb energy. Think about what that might feel like. While energy changes are a potential sign of a chemical reaction, care must be taken to ensure that a chemical reaction is indeed taking place. Physical changes also involve a transfer of energy. Melting a solid absorbs energy, while condensation of a gas releases energy. The only way to be certain that a chemical reaction has taken place is to test the composition of the substances after the change has taken place, to see if they are any different from the starting substances. Take a look at this video of a chemical change. Also, this is another video that compares physical and chemical reactions changes. Chemical reactions happen all around us and are often responsible for making products that we use every day. The chemical reaction that happens in the simulation make our world a safer place by protecting passengers and automobiles. So what it's talking about is this CK-12 simulation about the reaction that occurs when an airbag inflates. So in summary, there are 4 visual clues that indicate that a chemical reaction is likely to occur. These are things you're going to want to study. A change of color, production of gas, a solid product called a precipitate is produced in the reaction, and a transfer of energy occurs. Thanks for listening.